pole core, the armature core, the yoke and air gaps between the poles and the armature core form the magnetic circuit. Let's briefly describe each of these components. Yoke is the outer frame of a DC generator which serves two purposes. It acts as a protecting shield for the generator and provides mechanical support for the poles. In small generators, where cheapness rather than weight is the main consideration, yokes are made of cast iron. But for large generators, yokes are usually made of cast steel or rolled steel. Field magnet consists of the pole core and the pole shoes. It basically spreads out the flux in the air gap. Since it generally has a large cross-section, so it reduces reluctance of the magnetic path. It acts as a support for the field coils. Pole coils consist of the copper wire or strip which is wounded on the former. After getting the correct dimensions, the former is removed and the wound coil is put into place over the core.
Tapos po?
.com.ph.
Okay po.
When current is passed through these coils, the poles get electromagnetized and produce the necessary flux that is cut by revolving the armature conductors. Armature core houses the armature conductors or coils and causes them to rotate, cutting the magnetic flux of the field magnet. It also provides a path of very low reluctance to the flux through the armature. It is cylindrical or drum-shaped and is built up of usually circular sheet steel discs or laminations approximately 0.5 mm thick. The slots are either die-cut or punched on the outer periphery of the disc, and the keyway is located in the inner diameter. Armature windings are mostly employed for the armature of a DC machine. They are of two types: lap windings and wave windings. The difference between the two is merely due to the different arrangement of connections at the front or commutator end of the armature. In lap winding, the number of parallel paths is always equal to the number of poles and also the number of brushes. It is suitable for high current, low voltage machines like welding plants. Whereas in wave winding, the number of parallel paths is always 2, and there may be 2 or more brush positions. It is suitable for high voltage, low current machines like generators used for lighting. Commutator facilitates the collection of current from the armature conductors and converts the alternating current induced in the armature conductors into unidirectional current in the external load circuit. It is of cylindrical structure and is built up of wedge-shaped segments of high conductivity, hard-drawn or drop-forced copper. The segments are insulated from each other by thin layers of mica, and the number of segments is equal to the number of armature coils. Brushes collect current from the commutator. They are usually made of carbon or graphite and are in the shape of a rectangular block. They are housed in the brush holder, which is mounted on the spindle. These brushes can slide in the rectangular box, which is open at both the ends. A flexible copper pigtail mounted at the top of the brush conveys current from the brushes to the holder. The number of brushes per spindle depends upon the magnitude of the current to be collected from the commutator. And ball bearings are frequently employed because of their reliability. The ball and rollers are generally packed in hard oil for quieter operations. Note that sleeve bearings are used in order to reduce bearing wear. Basically, the schematic diagram of a DC generator is as shown, and its main parts are
Construction of DC generator. A DC generator is a device that converts mechanical energy into DC electrical energy. In order to understand the working of a DC generator, we have first explained the construction and assembly of DC generator. Let's first understand the construction of a DC generator. Stator magnets. They are basically electromagnets with such an arrangement so that adjacent poles have opposite polarity. They perform the function of producing the magnetic field. Armature. It is a system of conductors or coil which is free to rotate on the supported bearings. The armature consists of various parts. We will take each part one by one. To start with, we have armature core. It is made up of high permeability thin silicon content steel laminations. And the outer periphery of the core has slots to carry armature windings.
Walang ano.
May juice mom na binigay na dito.
Ano, hindi ako masarap.
Next is armature winding.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It is generally made up of copper wires and is wound over the armature core. Commutator. The commutator is cylindrical in shape and is made of copper. It performs two basic functions, one being collecting the current from the armature conductor, and the other being converting the alternating current of the armature into the unidirectional current in the external circuit with the help of brushes. Brushes. They are usually made of carbon or graphite, and the main function of brushes is to collect current from moving commutator. Shaft. Shaft is a rotating part of DC motor. We obtain the final output in the form of mechanical energy from the shaft. The armature is mounted over the shaft. Now we will see the assembling of DC generator. We can now observe in the animation how this generator is assembled. Now, after the construction and assembling of DC generator, we will discuss the working in detail.
This video shows the commutation of a coreless DC motor with brushes. Based on an animation, it is shown schematically how such a DC motor is constructed and how the torque is generated. Or in short, what needs to happen so that the motor will operate. First, we have a look at the structure. Let's start with the cross-section of the stator. In the middle is a permanent magnet with a hole in the center. This hole is for the motor shaft. In grey color, you see the motor housing. The permanent magnet is diametrically magnetized. The red upper half is the north pole and the green lower half is the south pole. The housing of the motor serves as a magnetic return. That means the magnetic fields are guided through the housing of the motor. As a result, the magnetic flux is formed in the air gap between the magnet and the housing. The strongest magnetic flux is at the magnetic poles. In this animation on top and bottom. Next, we have a look at the rotor. This consists of two main elements: the commutator plate in the middle and the coreless winding in the air gap. The number of winding segments is always odd. In this animation, we have 7 segments. This is a rather small number. A relative high and odd number of commutator bars has two advantages.
Ito po yung sinasabi
On
ko
the
na
other hand,
dun
only a
sa-
small amount of energy must be switched during commutation, reducing the brush fire at the commutator. This is good for service life, and the motor shows less electromagnetic interferences. On the other hand, the torque ripple due to the finite commutation angle is small. To supply the power from the rotor winding, a brush system is required. The brushes are supplied with direct voltage, symbolized in our animation with a small plus and minus. On the present position of the rotor, the brushes are connected to the commutator bars 1 and 4. The electric current can now flow through the winding. If we analyze this current flow in the winding closely, we can see that on the opposite side of the winding cylinder, two opposite rhombic-shaped current areas occur. Since these current areas are located in the magnetic field of the stator, forces are generated, so-called Lorentz forces. These forces produce a torque in a counterclockwise direction. The rotor starts to rotate. After a few degrees of rotation, the minus brush moves from commutator bar 4 to 5. In most of the segments, the direction of the current remains unchanged, with one exception. In the winding segment between the commutator bar 4 and 5, the direction of the current changes. As a result, the center of the rhombic-shaped current area, which is being built near the minus brush, moves. With this shift, the rotor can continue to rotate at the maximum possible torque. After a few degrees of rotation, the positive brush moves from commutator bar 1 to 2. This process is called commutation, because the current flow in the corresponding winding segment changes direction. Accordingly, the center of the rhombic-shaped current area near the positive brush then also moves. Thus, the rotor continues to rotate and commutates alternately once at the plus and once at the minus brush. After 14 commutation cycles, the rotor has made a complete revolution and is back in the initial position. Now you know how the commutation of a brush DC motor works. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay po, so I hope you learned something from the video po. Okay, so yun po yung mga pag-uusapan natin, aaralin yung pinakita kanina dun sa video na parts ng DC generator. Ano po? So yung tinatawag na mga winding, so may 2 types of windings tayo, yung pagkuha nung yung pitch na tinatawag, yung back pitch at saka yung front pitch, ayan, ano pa. So yung mga commutator segments, so yun po ang ating pag-uusapan. Ako, ayun na naman yung maingay na didrill. So ng akin. Yan. So hindi pa nabura. Ari pa yung kahapon namin. Okay, so DC generator po tayo, week number 5. So pag sinabi pong DC generator, so from mechanical energy to electrical energy. Yan. So DC generator is a machine that converts mechanical energy into electrical energy and based from Faraday's law. So pinag-aralan natin to. We have first law and second law ng Faraday's law. Ano po sa electromagnetic induction, which states that whenever a conductor cuts magnetic lines of flux, an EMF is developed in the conductor. Okay, so we have what we called armature winding, yung pinakita doon sa video po kanina. So meron tayong 2 types. Meron tayong tinatawag na lap winding at saka wave winding. Okay? So pag sinabing lap winding, forms a loop as it expands around the core. Pasensya na po sa aking drawing. Ayan. So dito, sa example ng drawing na ito, so meron tayong tinatawag na back pitch. So ang kanyang subscript ay yung small letter B, Y sub B. Okay? Back pitch and then front pitch. Okay? Itong mga yung number dito sa ilalim nung kada winding, kada ganon, ang tawag doon ay commutator segments. Ano po? Commutator segments. Okay. So, si wave winding naman, may dalawang klase. So, si wave winding may dalawang klase. Meron tayong tinatawag na progressive. Si progressive from right to left. Si retrogressive pa kabila, from left to right. Okay? Si progressive, positive. Si retrogressive, negative. Okay, so we have the formula here, y sub b is equals to y sub f, positive, negative 2m. Again, ang ibig sabihin ng y sub b, yung subscript na small b, back pitch. So, yung f, front pitch, and then ito, so magkakatalo kung sinabi sa problem kung progressive, retrogressive. Ano po? Yung m naman, multiplicity factor. Multiplicity factor. Okay. So, ito naman si wave winding. Yan. It forms of a wave as it expands around the armature core. Ari po yung pinaka-diagram niya. So, may front at saka yung may likod. May back. Ngayon, we have another formula here. Ito yung y lang. Ano po? Pagkuha ng average. Ayan, so y sub b plus y sub f over 2, ito yung pagkuha ng average pitch. So, are naman, z po ito ha, positive, negative 2m over p. So, that's another formula. Yung p dito, number of poles. So, yun naman yung binabanggit sa problem. Again, yung m is multiplicity factor. Yung z, yun po yung total number of winding elements. Again, etong z, total number of winding elements. Ngayon, ang ito, kumbaga may makikita ka sa problem, elements per slot. So, ang kanyang formula or pagkuha, elements per slot multiply ng total number of slots. Again, elements per slot multiply ng total number of slots. So, syempre, makakancel na yung slots. Ang matitira ay yung elements. Kaya sabi dito, total number of winding elements. Okay? Ano naman, ma'am, aring table na are? So, ito yung sa multiplicity at saka yung pagkuha ng parallel paths. Sa types of winding kasi, babanggitin sa problem kung siya ay simplex, duplex, triplex, quadruplex. Pagka simplex, ang kanyang multiplicity, yung letter M na maliit. Ano po? Ang multiplicity ay 1. Pagka duplex, sa multiplicity, again, yung M na maliit, 2. Pag triplex, 3. Pero, pagka ang pinag-uusapan ay Z, ayan, yung multiplicity dyan na binabanggit, pag simplex, siya ay 2. Pag duplex, siya ay 4. Pag triplex ay 6 and then pag quadruplex ay 8. So mamaya sa example, makikita nyo yung difference ng ibig kong sabihin. Okay, another formula, yung number of brushes. So, pagka lap, siya ay equal sa number of poles. Pagka wave, siya ay equal sa 2. Pag ang hinahanap naman ay commutator segments, N sub C. N sub C, commutator segments. Ibig sabihin, ang formula niya Z over 2. So again, itong Z na to ay total number of winding elements. Or pagka kinuha natin, so elements per slot, multiply ng total number of slots. So makakancel yung slot, ang matitira lang ay yung elements. Okay po, so please have a screenshot nito ng ating mga formula.
That would be your equation. Number 12. That would be your Doon, KVL at loop 2. Wala naman tayo, doon naman tayo sa kanan. Ano naman tayo, circuit elements. Pero, saan natin doon sa negative 2i. But since this is kasabay, so positive, so negative 2i negative 2i cube. Guys, correct me nga kung negative 2 to I cube.
Bakit 7 at 9?
Sunod, ay kasabay din. Oo, positive plus six minus 4i. 6 minus 4i.
Okay po, next po tayo. So additional po doon sa formula, yung letter A, ayan, or number of armature current path. Pagka lap, ang formula MP pa more, MP. So ang M po ay multiplicity factor, ang P ay number of poles. Pagka po wave, 2M. Pagka wave ay 2M. And then additional formula, pagkuha ng coil pitch. Y sub S, so equal siya ng coil span in slats over ng slats per pole. Coil span in slats over ng slats per pole. Okay, so let's have here po ang example number 1.
Minus 25 per ampere.
In a lap winding, o binanggit po ha, lap winding, the front pitch is 17 and the back is 19. What is the average pitch? So kahit di natin alam yung formula, syempre in math, so kukunin natin ang average, 17 plus 19 divided by 2. Okay, so we can have 18. Sa number 2 naman, the difference between the back pitch and front pitch is 2. The front pitch is 21. If the winding is lap retrogressive, ibig sabihin minus, what is the back pitch? So ang ating formula, Y sub B is equals to Y sub F. So minus na yan kasi retrogressive, 2M. So ibinigay sa atin ang front pitch 21 minus 2 times 1. Ano po, sa multiplicity factor, wala namang nabanggit. Okay, so we can get ang back pitch natin ng 19. And then sa number 3, sabi dito, if the armature of an 8-pole machine were wound with a simplex wave winding, how many parallel paths? Parallel paths ay yung A. Would there be? Okay, dahil yan ay wave, ang wave ay 2M. So, 2 times, anong multiplicity factor ang gagamitin? 1. Bakit 1? Simplex. Pero kung ang pinag-uusapan ay Z, ang simplex ay 2. Yun yung nandun sa table kanina. So, dahil yan ay A, ang multiplicity factor ng simplex ay 1. Kaya ang sagot ay 2 paths. Okay po, please have a copy po nito.
Doon sa calculator sa kita mode 5 so ano pa yung mga path? Ano pa yung mga solution dito? Ay, ang saya, walang internet.
Ha?
Pakitignan niyo muna ang inyong
Internet check po. Ayun, hindi. Buhay pa kami. Buhay pa kami. Nasa na ako? Ayan po. So, let's have another example. Yan, example 4, 5, and 6. A 4-pole DC generator with lap winding has 48 slots and 4 elements per slot. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina pagkuha ng Z. Yung total, yung elements per slot multiply by slots, maka-cancel. So, elements ang matitira. How many coils does it have? Assume 1 conductor per coil. So pag sinabing 1 conductor per coil, kabilaan. So 2 conductors or elements per coil yon. Okay, so how many coils ang tinatanong? So ating ilagay, so N yung nawawala. 4 elements per slot, tapos yung assumption, so 1 coil per 2 elements, so multiply ng 48 slots na given. Ay ma'am, yung 4-pole hindi nagagamitan, di po. Ayan, so siya po yung nakalagay, kasama lang talaga siya dyan. Okay, so cancel yung elements, slot. So ang matitira po sa atin ay yung coil. So paki-check po sa calcu kung tama, 96 coils po ang ating final answer. Yung number 5 naman, duplex. So duplex, lap, wound, 4-pole DC generator has 120 slots and 4 elements per slot. Ang tanong, how many commutator segments are there? So, N sub C. Okay. So, ang formula natin, Z over 2. So, ang pagkuha ng Z, hindi naman siya binigay directly. Yung elements per slot, multiply ng slot. So, 4 elements per slot, times 120 slots, maka-cancel. So, we have 480 elements. Ipa-plug in dito, divided by 2. So, meron tayong sagot na 240 commutator segments. Yung number 6 naman, a 4-pole wave wound armature has 744 armature conductors in 62 slots. If the commutator has 186 segments, so determine letter A yung coil span and letter B the number of conductors per coil. So sa letter A yung coil span, so meron tayong formula ng slots per pole. So binigay sa atin na 62 slots and then 4 poles. So meron tayong makukuha na 15.5, so pwedeng hindi na natin i-round off. So, ang sagot natin sa coil span sa letter A ay 15. Yung letter B, number of conductors per coil. So, dito, sa formula natin ng Z, meron tayong formula na number of coils times 2 active coil sides per coil multiply by N or yung conductors per coil side. Dito sa problem, ibinigay na sa atin yung mismong armature conductors, yung C. Ano po? So, 744 equals, binigay na rin sa atin yung number of coils, yung commutator segments na 186. So, times 2, and then yung N po, itong nawawala, yung conductors per coil. So, shift solve niya yan, makukuha natin ay N equals 2. Paki-check po ako sa calcu and please have a copy po nito.
So, pwede po kayo, ako naman po ay maalam mag-docile loss element po at saka docile loss element plus Jordan ako. So, kakantapin po din. Tama din. So, syempre, as part of our subject for me to teach that methods, since that will be part of your advanced study, siguro sa bandang finals pa kasi naman. But if you're going to advanced study, ilagay sa inyo. Medyo mas madali dito magawa sa pagpapalong. Especially, meron po tayo mga multiple equations. Lalo na pag-halimbawa yung ating circuit, apat na loops. Kasi kasaasan po siguro sa example sa mga wheel ay tatlo ang apat na loops. Okay? So, maximum na naman siguro sa discussion ang apat na loops. Kung magpapalibang loops man ako, siguro doon na yung section. Kung magkakaroon kayo ng section. Pero kung hindi naman, hanggang apat na loops po maximum. Si Kramer's rule po kasi hindi advisable pag more than 3 equations. Napakahirap na yung Kramer's rule because nakakahirap po. Okay? So, let's try to do equation method or yung method method. So, ano kaya pwede natin gawin? Sabay-sabay po natin yung sasagot. Yung pagkakas natin ang nagsasagot. Kung pwede na. Isipin mo lang complex na. Paano natin masisagot? Mag-isipin tayo, dapat po ay kung halimbawa ay elimination method or method, you are going to eliminate one variable. So, ano yung paano tayo mag-eliminate ng isang variable? Substitute equation 1 to equation 3. So, pwede natin, correct, pwede naman natin i-substitute sa equation 1 to equation 3. Kasi, para sino papalitan mo? Si I2 o si I1?
Saan yan. Okay, ang sunod po natin, so we have the generated EMF equation of DC generator. So, ari po yung ating formula. Ang sabi ng ma'am dati, so 'di ba, are dun sa inyong Ohm's law, whether V is equals to IR o kaya E is equals to work done, 'di ba, per charge. Electromagnetic induction yung EMF, 'di ba? So lahat 'yan at itong malaking E pare-pareho lang 'yan na voltahe. So this one, generated EMF equation of DC generator, so ang unit ay volt. Ang atin pong formula, sipon. Sipon over 60A. So, itong Z na to, yun pa rin yung ating total number of elements. Ang P ay number of poles. Ito ay yung ating flux per pole in Weber. And then, itong N, ito po ay hindi number of turns. Ito po ay speed. So, dahil speed, ang unit niya ay RPM. And then, sa ilalim, over 60A, itong A na to, is still the same dun sa kanina, armature current paths. Okay po? Yan. So, another formula here, if the flux is given in unit Maxwell's or lines, so, ginamit na rin yan natin dun sa electromagnetic induction, nilalagyan natin ng times 10 raised to negative 8. Ano po? Times 10 raised to negative 8. And then, E is equals to K N flux. Yung K natin is proportionality constant. So, pwede nating isulat na E1 over E2 is equals to N sub 1 flux 1 over N2 flux 2. Okay po. So, may example tayo dito. Number 1, a 4-pole DC generator with duplex lap winding has 48 slots and 4 elements per slot. The flux per pole is 2.5 times 10 raised to 6 Maxwells and it runs at 1,500 RPM. Ang tanong, what is the output voltage? So therefore, ang hinahanap ay yung E. So ang formula natin, sipon over 60A. May Maxwells na binanggit, so maglalagay tayo ng times 10 raised to negative 8. Ano po? So let's plug in the data. So, yung sa conductors natin, So, sinabi 48 slots and 4 elements per slot. So, 4 times 48 para makancel yung slots, matira yung elements. Ang poles natin ay 4 pole. Ang ating flux ay 2.5 times 10 raised to 6. And then, ang ating speed ay 1.5. So, sa ilalim, 60. Ang A natin, binanggit na siya ay lap. So, pagka lap, ang A natin ay MP pa more. So, MP. Ang multiplicity natin, ang M ay duplex. So, ibig sabihin ay 2. And then, ang number of poles ay 4. 2 times 4. Kaya po siya ay 60 times 2 times 4. So, paki-check po ako sa CalQ kung ang lalabas ay 60 volts.
Power load is 55, so variable value. Tayo yung ginawa natin yung debug. Transpose natin sa kabila. Okay? 15 bar angle 20. Sorry, 30 bar angle 45 minus 15. So, pwede mo itong equal to 8. Mas siyempre, ito. Ang gilid. Mas magiging after that, pwede mong gawin. Ito, negative, pwede na itong gawin. Mas malidali. Saan nyo ngayon, i-substitute equation 1 to equation.
Okay, how about number 2? A 4-pole DC generator with simplex wave winding has 72 slots. The flux per pole is 2.88 times 10 raised to 6 Maxwells. So what is the speed of the prime mover when the open circuit voltage of the generator is 120 volts? So ang tinatanong naman ay speed or yung letter N. So again, yung formula natin, E is equals to sipon over 68 times 10 raised to negative 8. Okay, so binigay sa atin yung E na 120 and then yung ating Z or yung total number of conductors. So we have 72 slots multiply by, nasaan na yun? 72 slots multiply by 2. Bakit ma'am 2? Kasi ang pinag-uusapan ay yung Z, simplex. Ang simplex doon sa table natin ay 2. Kung siya ay multiplicity, ang simplex ay 1. Pero dahil siya ay sa Z, ang kukuhanin, 72 slots times 2. Okay po. So ang pole natin, 4 pole. Ang flux natin, 2.88 times 10 raised to 6. And then N ang ating hinahanap. Sa ilalim, ang A natin, siya ay wave. Ang wave po ay 2M. 2 times ang multiplicity simplex 1. 2 times 1. Okay po, so paki-check po ako nito kung ang lalabas ay 868 RPM. Paki-check po, 868 RPM.
Natin, 6 minus 4i minus 2i. 6 minus.
Okay po, so we have another example. Number 3, a DC generator is driven at a speed of 1000 RPM and generates 120 volts. Determine the generated EMF if the speed is reduced to 900 RPM, while the flux is increased by 25%. So, ito yung gagamitin nating formula, yung may proportionality constant. So, E sub 1 over E sub 2 is equals to N flux 1 over N2 flux 2. So, binigay sa atin na yung speed 2 ay 900, ang flux 2 nag-increase ng 25%. Ano po? So, yan. So, let's plug in the values. So, 120 over E2 is equals to 1,000 flux 1 over ng 900 multiply by 1.25 flux 1. Maka-cancel po are. And then shift solve. So we can get 135 volts. Kindly check it po.
Ano ba gusto nyo i-eliminate? Pwede kasi natin i-eliminate si I1. Pwede natin i-eliminate. Sige, i-eliminate natin si I2 para 1. So,
nakuha po. The same po. Okay, so ang simula po nung Monday hanggang dyan lang po natapos yung 3 section kahapon. And then ang kasunod po niyaan, okay, so next meeting ay yung different types ng DC generator. Syempre may kanya-kanya din po yung formulas. Yes, halimbawa, separately excited shunt generator, series generator, yung mga short shunt, long shunt, ano po. So, bawat type may kanya-kanyang formula. Sama mo na dun yung mga losses, efficiency, voltage regulation, yun po. So, yun po ang ating tatapusin pa sa DC generator. And then after that, DC motors naman po. So, we have next week and then on week 7, so if wala tayong lab, so meron kaming i-echo sa inyo na anong tawag doon, yung training, ano po, kasi umattend kami ng training, so part of that kailangang ma-echo sa mga students na handle. So madami yun so di pa lang alam kung paano maibibigay sa inyo. We have the copy, so yung alangan namang ipa-photocopy pa natin yun. So baka i-try namin na kahit PowerPoint presentation or merely discussion. So i-echo lang naman. Yun kasi solar ano nga to? Solar occupational health and safety for electricians. Merong yung sa motor control, ano po, automation. So yung related sa atin kasi AC/DC ito. Tsaka yung sa solar po. And then, meron din yung sa residential wiring. Yung mga iba kasi, di ba, kailangan ng pang-actual. So, hindi naman natin pwedeng gamitin yung ginamit din namin kasi iaano pa siya. Kumbaga, tawag dito, iha-hands-on pa, tsaka medyo mahirap kapag ka mag-energize pa. Ano po? So, yun. So, maybe on week 7, so, I'll try to echo, ano po, yung mga trainings po na yun. So, part yun ng mga gagawin natin. And then, syempre, tatapusin natin yung DC motors para makapag-review, mabigay na yung PSET dapat on week 7, and then ma-submit nyo on week 8, makapag-review din po tayo in preparation sa midterm exam on week 9. Okay po? And then pakipasa po ng inyong ng inyong PSET tomorrow. Okay? So any question po? Kung wala na po, that would be all for today po. Yes po?
Ma'am, about po dun sa drawing po ng number 3 ng Lab 1, if pwede daw po bang digital drawing yung sa group report po or dapat po ay drawing din po?
Drawing ng?
Yung pong sa Lab 1 po. Ang instructions po ma'am sa number 1 ng results analysis is may nakalagay po na draw what you observe. So, tanong po permission to share my screen po ma'am.
Sige po, sige po.
Ito po, ma'am. Ito po. Draw what you observe po.
Nasaan ga?
Ito po. Sabi po,
Aray.
if pwede daw po bang digital drawing yung sabay group?
Sa group, oo. Di ba pinapaprint ko na nga lang sa inyo yung sa group report?
Yes po. Noted po, ma'am.
Yung sa individual ay handwritten.
Hand-drawn din po yung sa individual. Noted po, ma'am.
Okay pa. So, pakisubmit po bukas. Oo, yung mga mag-lalab ay sabi ko sa kanila magdala na nga ng mga gagamitin. So, baka hindi yun ma-extend. Ano po. So, yun. Binigyan ko na rin naman sila ng instruction kahapon. Okay, so we have time pa. Use this time to collaborate, as a group. Pag-usapan nyo po yung inyong final design project. Again, pag-usapan nyo po yung inyong magiging concept sa final design project. Hindi po kasi kayo pwedeng pare-pareho magkaka-group. Siyempre, palista na po kay coordinator. Kunyari, group 1. Ang amin po ay yung kumbaga carousel na may, yung sa Enchanted, yung river, yung natalo na gano'n. Halimbawa lang yun ha. Ganun po ang amin, sabi ng group 1. Ang group 2, ang amin po halimbawa ay yung parang may caterpillar or may kung ano man, so kung anong concept po. Kanya-kanya po kayo, bawal po ang magkakapareho. Sabi pala ng group 2, pwede ko po ng amin yung Ferris wheel. Wheel of Fate, yan, naikot, naandar yun. Yan, so may maglalagay kayo ng na gano'n. So, may ilaw, na ilaw, na ibo, ayun, na tunog. Okay po. So, yun. So, part yun ng inyong sa lab pa din. And then, yung 10% doon, yung grade ng peer-to-peer ninyo. And of course, 10% yung inyong mismong miniature. And then, yung pagka-present ninyo. Okay, so pag-usapan nyo na po yun kasi yun ay week 15 ang submission. Again, week 15. Kasi ang 17, hindi po pwede dahil final exam nyo na yun, yung week 17. So, week 15, di ba ang week 9, midterm exam nyo. Yung week 11 at week 13, mag-experiment tayo doon, dalawang experiment. Kaya yung week 15, submission, nung gallery walk nyo na po yan. Sa gallery walk nyo po, pagka piniresent nyo siya, di ba, booth, doon ayusin natin yon. So para naman maka-attract kayo or kumbaga ganahan ba yung mga pupunta at the same time matuwa makinig, bigyan din kayo ng mataas na So lagyan nyo naman ng mga candies, may pa-booth kayo doon. Candies o kaya parang meron silang pwedeng laruin yung roleta, ganyan, tas may mabubunot na kung ano man. So, kanya-kanyang diskarte. And at the same time, syempre, ang aim naman natin ay ma-discuss nyo yung inyong ginawang project, yung application niya doon sa pinag-aralan po natin. Okay po, so use this time po to collaborate as a group. Okay po, kailangan po maplano nyo yan ahead of time. Kung yan po ay mas maaga na nagawa ninyo, ay di much better. Make sure lang na pagdating dun sa time ng submission ay nagana pa. Baka naman pagdating dun sa time ng submission, sa sobrang aga nung ginawa, nangangalas-ngalas na yung mga dinikit-dikit yung ganyan. Sayang naman. Po? Okay, so that would be all for today. You can have your early lunch na po. See you next week. Bye-bye. Enjoy and happy learning. Bye-bye.